Hi, this is Skeeky, and I'd like to make a little bit of a video covering the subject of who to vote for this election for president. Casey Neistat has come out with a video aggressively pointing out that a person has to vote for Hillary or they're betraying the country, and he's calling out big YouTubers, and there's supposed to be some backlash against those individual YouTubers. He may be breaking terms of service by sicking people on other YouTubers. I can't imagine that it's that serious, and I think he's wrong. I think he's actually right for the wrong reasons. Literally thinking that Donald Trump could destroy the country by being president, and I happen to think that that's ridiculous. I don't like Donald Trump, but I would almost like to see him elected because of the super far left. I am liberal myself, but I would never identify as with the regressive left. That is huge liars that will say anything. This concept that you will say and do anything to get your party elected. Who is that came up with that? God, there was a dude that wrote a book about it. Some type of rules of engagement sort of thing, implying that it doesn't matter what you do as long as you get what you're looking for in the end. And that shows no character whatsoever. I think that's the ultimate in slime. And so I can't support that kind of ideal. It's a fact that if you look, statistically in the United States, immigrants are responsible for a way lower amount of the crime per capita than our current residents. But I don't know that that's the case when it comes to Europe. Again, but that's not important. It's not racist to be concerned about the Muslim religion seeking to destroy the anyone else. It's in the Quran that it doesn't matter if they lie, cheat, or steal as long as they accomplish their goal. Back to that same point. Having no integrity and no loyalty even to your own ideals in order to get what you want. That shows no character whatsoever. I don't care what side it is on. I can't possibly identify as a Democrat or a Republican, because at this point, both parties to me represent radicals, the crazies, not the ultimate crazies, because frankly the ultimate crazies are libertarians. The whole idea of anarchy is retarded. No rules, no government control, just do whatever you want. Well, we had that about 150 years ago, and most people lived like filthy animals. That's even worse. Hopefully what we end up with is something a little more moderate than either side, and it's nice that there is some type of balance. So that's what I was trying to look at here. I was trying to think to myself, okay, is the Democratic Party, or is the democratic thinking, or even liberal thinking, taking over the mind of the United States? The overall feeling, what is the United States at this point? And so here I bring up my first page, party affiliation. Okay, and by the way, this is going to be a little bit on the stream of consciousness side, so if you're all into get right to the point and make a point and get out, then fuck off, because it's not what I'm going to do. I love you, amazing atheist, but Everybody doesn't have to do what you do, and in fact, if they do what you do, you criticize them as well. So fuck you, because frankly, you don't like people anyway. Fuck all of you people that don't like people. Believe it or not, even though I'm telling people to fuck off, I happen to like people. I want to believe in people. It's just hard when you're looking at it. With the internet lets you look not down, not looking down at people, but I mean you're looking down at these conglomerates of people, activities, and things, and it can be discouraging because you find out about whole huge groups of people that you find absolutely despicable, that you didn't know existed, because you won't run into these people in your ordinary day-to-day life, or even if you did, they wouldn't tell you. So anyway, here we go. I'm going to do this stream of consciousness kind of political thing and tell you why I have no choice but to vote for Hillary, even though I hate her, everything she stands for. I won't say I hate her. I hate everything she stands for. She's a phony shill. She just doesn't even sound comfortable when she's talking. She's just, it's terrible. And Donald Trump is a buffoon. So, I mean, we're just fucked this time around. But I wouldn't vote for a libertarian if my life depended on it, because those people are anarchists. They're fucking morons. Okay, so back to the point here. Okay, so first I looked up Republicans versus Democrats. Okay, let me make sure you can see my mouse. Let's see, I want you to be able to see my mouse. Hide mouse. Okay, sorry, there we go. I removed hide mouse, so you should be able to see my mouse now. I'm going to pull a little Vigilant Christian thing here and use my mouse as a pointer. But as you can see throughout each month, each half of a month, people identifying as their party affiliation as either Republican or Democrat versus Independent is very close. Democrats are leading slightly. Let's see how far back can we go and see if there was ever a time. See, look at this. Back in 2011, 2009, there were more people that identified as Democrats. So at this point, we're actually becoming more conservative? I don't even understand that. Unless it's greed. Oh, I don't want to put my money towards any social services. I don't give a fuck if people are starving in the streets. All I care about is my goddamn self. Well, maybe that's where we're moving towards. It's funny how that's the same party that identifies as religious. Jesus wouldn't have people starving in the streets. So why is it that the Democrat Party, they're not democratic, the Democrat Party leans more towards helping people? The religious people would have you just fuck off and die. It's disgusting. Religion is just disgusting. Okay, so we're moving on. So now, so that's Democrat versus Republican. Now I'm trying to find literally liberal versus conservative. And I don't know that this one's a very good one. It is Gallup. U.S. liberals at record 25%, but still trail conservatives. See, we're actually becoming more conservative, according to Gallup. Again, I'm not looking for hardcore facts on all this. It's just I'm trying to make a point here. What are we? And here's the map of the, according to the Washington Post, or as Rush Limbaugh used to call it, the Washington Bleep. They're liberal. That's fine. Map the most liberal and conservative towns in each state. You can see the URL above if you'd like to look at that. And that's just one I found on the way to what I was looking for. I thought it was kind of an interesting map. It doesn't really tell me a lot. Okay, so moving on. Now I'm trying to see, where did the people live who are conservative? Where did the people live who are more liberal? And pretty much, I guess, going with Republican versus Democrat is fine in that area. This might be the map right here, with liberals being on the coasts and apparently up towards Chicago, and then the whole center of the country, the whole farming part of the country, is more conservative. Okay, so I'm like, well, why is it that they're even equal? It looks like there's a lot more land mass that's dedicated to these, to the conservatives. So I decided to look up population, and I didn't even know it. My original home state of Texas is the second most populated state in the Union. I'm blown away. And that's a conservative state. California, liberal state, is 39 million. Okay, now Florida, which I thought would have been honestly more of a conservative state, is considered a liberal state, and they do have the third most populous state. Interesting point on Florida, even though they might be more liberal, their laws are horrible. They just passed a new law making this child at 12 years old possibly facing 15 years of prison. That's insanity. They want to try him as an adult. They want to hold him up as an example of what you shouldn't do. The whole idea of destroying one person's life to make them into a sacrificial lamb, to make an example of them, shows no care for the individual, which is what our whole fucking Bill of Rights is supposed to be about. The individual has rights. Don't sacrifice the individual without their choice for the good of everyone. But they're going to do it. They're going to do it. They're going to destroy this kid's life for doing something super stupid. Super stupid, and the kid might need medical attention. I mean, he might be nuts. But why would you put him in prison for 15 years? Florida. Your state is shaped like a cock for a reason. And so moving on with the Daily Signal, I do not know what this is. So here's my reason for voting for Hilary, is the fact that the Supreme Court... Okay, I got into an argument with somebody the other day. The Supreme Court is about to have 3 individuals that are getting old enough that they need to be replaced soon, and we're missing one. And the Republicans are robbing this president his right to elect the next Supreme Court slot. Of course, of course they're going to do that. Who would have thought any different? But both sides would do the same thing. That's the thing. Both sides would pull the same scummy thing. So it's not about who's right or wrong. What it's about is that from just a little research here, I found out that so the other day somebody is arguing with me, if the Democrats get in, they're going to get to steal 3 slots in the Supreme Court. That's a motherfucking lie. Because 2 of the slots that would be emptied if someone currently in office died are already Democrat. The only thing that's up for that a Republican could do is take 1 seat from a Republican and add another liberal. But the 2 other people who are getting to be old are already Democrats. So that was a disingenuous motherfucking lie that guy told me. And let me try to see if I can come up with this list. Here's this list that shows how old these motherfuckers are. Ruth Bader Ginsburg is 83 years old. Ruth Bader Ginsburg is a Democrat. She's one that would be replaced. Okay? Next one. 78-year-old Stephen Breyer. Let's see what his affiliation is considered to be. Where'd you go? Come back here. Stephen Breyer, Democrat. Okay, so Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Stephen Breyer are both already Democrats. So if a Democrat was to appoint in their places, all that would do is keep the Supreme Court even. So then all that would happen was, instead of having 5 conservative justices like we had in the past, if we elect a new one who is Democrat, and even replace these 2, which these 2 might go ahead and retire if Hillary gets into office, it could be another 8 years that she's in office. These motherfuckers aren't going to live that long. So that would allow for the court to lean slightly more liberal. Is that fair or not? I don't know. This fucking country is still completely divided. I don't get it. I would have thought that the conservatives were dying out. I grew up a conservative, and looking back on it, the only reason I was happily a conservative was because I was pretty much doing well money-wise. I was doing okay. And I wasn't thinking about any social programs, didn't give a fuck about them. I wasn't caring about anybody but my goddamn self. And that's what a conservative does, in my opinion. Okay? And again, let me go after the regressive left. Regressive left can suck my Florida-shaped cock. Okay, so we're back to the last one, which is Anthony Kennedy, who's 80 years old, and where'd he go? Anthony Kennedy, 80 years old, and he is, where'd you go? Come here, Anthony. There's Mr. Anthony Kennedy, and he's a Republican. So that's the one. So if you get a Democrat in there, you're going to have 2 Democrat slots replaced by Democrats, and then 1 Republican replaced by a Democrat, and then another Democrat added. That would leave 1 Republican, 2 Republican, 3 Republican. Yeah, come to think of it. That would kind of turn the court two up liberal. What if a conservative gets in there? They take these 2 slots, 1, 2, take the new one, and the court ends up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They end up 3 up. So if it's Democrat, it's 2 up for liberal. If it's conservative, it's 3 up. I still say it would be worse, definitely worse, to have the Republicans take that over. We are making some progress on legalizing marijuana and maybe getting our prisons emptied out. All these people that are in jail for stupid shit like drugs, instead of helping them. The most barbaric thing. Every psychologist that I've ever heard speak on the issue thinks we're going to be looking back and be ashamed of the way we've been treating people by throwing them in jail. And especially the fact that once you're in jail, your safety is not even guaranteed. Don't even get me started. That's a whole nother video. Fucking prisons in this country are disgusting. And there's prisons in other countries that are not. Okay, so, I could go on, and I was going to go further and talk about the fact that Bob Woodward has said that George Bush did not lie about getting us into that Iraq war. I don't think that really applies to the video, and I think the video is long enough now. That's just why I'm voting for Hillary, because of the makeup of the Supreme Court. I'm not voting for Hillary because I'm afraid of Donald Trump. Casey Neistat, you fucking pussy. Fuck you. That's not the reason. Donald Trump has keyed in to a frustration of a lot of people here. I wish there was less people like that, but they're still out there. And Hollywood and politics have not been kind to our middle American friends who help produce our food to make this country as strong as it is. It's not. I don't know. I don't want to go on and on forever. So okay. So this is Skeeky Online. I'm going to put this on my Skeeky Online Gaming channel. That's where I'm trying to put all my content. I do have another channel, Skeeky Hue, H-U-E, Manatee. Yeah, it's based on Brett Keane and my peasants. I love you, drunken peasants. It's okay that I told TJ to fuck himself, because he'll never know who I am, and he doesn't even like anybody else anyway. So, again, thank you very much. I love you guys. I hope someday some of you start subscribing to my channel. Give me a thumbs up. What was the thumbs up for? Thumbs up does not bring money. So, somebody else made a point about what thumbs up actually does for you, and by God, I forgot what it was. Who cares? Skeeky out. I love you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.